All right, grown-ups, it's just our time. I love the babies, but to help you, I gotta speak my mind. This segment's here to help you grow with book reviews, lessons, and things you'll be glad to know. If your little one's restless or looking to play, send them to my other playlist. The read alouds there will brighten their day. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the Teacher Lady Show. I'm Miss Erica, the Teacher Lady, your fairy godparent when it comes to sharing joyful stories and growing young minds. Now, all this week, we are learning about community advocacy and social justice. How do we raise children to be more involved in the world around them and to amplify the voices around them, okay, by way of their own talents and their own voice. And of course, we're using picture books to be able to do so. Today's Behind the Book review is going to be on Cesar Chavez Lives in Our Hearts Forever. This book was written by the students at Hawthorne Elementary School in Oakland, California. And it really is a reminder to contribute to solutions for problems that are ringing in our ears, okay? Now, on this Behind the Book review, I will be going over the glows, what I think was done well, the grows, what I think could have been done differently, who this book is for, how to utilize it as a resource to have a more robust conversation with your little, and more, all in this segment of Behind the Book, where we go beyond the pages to get to the heart of the story. You ready? Let's grow. Summary in my own words. Cesar E. Chavez was a Mexican-American community activist. He was a person who inspired change in so many ways. I would say that this book is a short tribute to all of the contributions that he has made. Take-home message and target audience. I would say that the take-home message is, if you see a problem, you can help to change that problem. The book is written by children, and so this whole review is going to be different because it's through the lens of children. And what they decided to do with this book in terms of a take-home message is to highlight all of the things that he had to persevere from, a lot of the challenges. And even though they don't go into detail, one of the take-home messages is that you can change the things that you're seeing that you know are wrong. And I think that that is a beautiful take-home message. Target age group is young because it was written by children. The words are very simple. I would say 4 years old and up would be able to start to understand the words. I'm assuming that the elementary students also drew the pictures. And so overall, you can introduce this book as soon as your child looks like they're interested in reading. This is definitely a simple story that you can share with them. Who this book is for. I would say that this book is for young writers. If you have a child who is interested in creative writing, it can be super inspiring to see that other children their age published a book. This was the result of a California grant that was given to the school to inspire creative writing. I just feel like children are never too young to start to be around their talents. And so definitely for children who are interested in creative writing, whether that's poetry, whether that's making a book or something in between, this book can be inspiring. I would also say that this is a book that you can give with a person who has kind of been thinking about writing, but doesn't think that they have all of the skill sets or all the publishing abilities to be able to do so. So much of storytelling is just doing that. We don't have to have all the fancy hard cover books and glossy pages. Sometimes you just get to create with the materials that are in front of you. So if you have a friend that is struggling to create, I would give them this book. Definitely one that's inspiring. I also was not able to find where you could purchase more copies of the book. So I do want to kind of put that out, although I do think that it is valuable. And if you're here in Oakland, you can rent it from the Oakland Library. But overall, even if not, pull the book up and share with them what was done, because my goodness, it will make a difference. I felt really warm when I realized that children made this book. Very, very special. Glows. One of the glows for me is the fact that it was written by children. You're going to hear me say that a million times because it's true a million times. Children should be able to tell stories. They should be able to creatively write. They should be able to get out their ideas and process their emotions. And pen to paper is always a beautiful way to do that. Not to mention, at this age, academically, they're still growing. So writing helps, okay, with all of it. So I really appreciate that. And that is a glow of mine. The other glow is the fact that they did shine light on Cesar Chavez, because he has done so much to change the trajectory of the lives that surround us. Farm workers, immigrants, Spanish-speaking people, other people of color, and so much more. His work truly is lasting, and I really appreciate that. My next glow is the explanation in the back of the story. And so in the back of the story, it does explain that this book was created by way of a grant to inspire creative writing. And I just love that. I love when books give context to why the book was created. I feel like it makes such a difference as you're going through and reading it. Grows. One of the grows for me is that I understand that it was written by children, but the book doesn't actually touch on what he did. The food protest where he just stopped eating in a way of boycotting, the speaking up on behalf of farm workers and demanding change for them, his work with Miss Dolores. I mean, there was just so much that was done. And in the back of the story, we find out that these children did ample amounts of research before the book was created. And I think that I would have pushed students to really include what was done, not just the problems. And that would probably be my only growth for this story. Overall, it is a book that keeps his name and his legacy alive. And who can be mad at that? Definitely not me, okay? Discussion question to have with your child. Now, there are multiple ways to discuss this book. I would utilize it as a resource to go more in depth on on researching Cesar Chavez, because like I was saying earlier, the two people featured this week, Ida B. Wells and Cesar Chavez, for the topic of social justice are just so perfect because of how much they have done. So definitely use this book as a starter. If you can't find it, I do have a read aloud of the book, but use it as a starter conversation and then do more research. Find out what he did to enact so many of the changes that we get to see today. And that is a super valuable way to utilize this book to have a more robust conversation. I would also bring my child into it. What things are you passionate about? In this story, Cesar Chavez was super passionate about farm workers, getting them better working conditions, better pay, and just making things fair for his people. And I will put that back on your child. Is there something that they're really passionate about? Is it environmental justice? Is it disability awareness? What is it that they are like really, really drawn to? And what do they feel like is unfair? And how can they contribute to that change? Utilizing this book to have that conversation is also powerful, because contributing and being part of social justice does not always mean striking or boycotting. Sometimes it means becoming a teacher and educating like I do, or becoming an author and sharing books and stories, or becoming a politician. There are so many ways that we can contribute to meaningful change. And I would use this book as a catalyst to be able to have that conversation around what it is that we do and what it is that we can do. Final thoughts. Wow. Another amazing person. This channel has really allowed me to explore so many different books and stories and ideas, and I'm so grateful that you are learning with me. If you did not know, we have the Teacher Lady Speaks on Friday, and that is going to be a crash course on how to raise children who are more involved in social justice and community advocacy. Be sure to check out our Pay It Forward program, the Empathy Library. Go donate a child to need on the website if you're able to. And until next time, you remember to enjoy the moment or go be a joy in the moment. Bye.